Ram is asking Bharat questions. Is everything okay in
Okay.
Ayodhya?
Okay.
Right? He has just come. So he said, how come you're here? Is everything okay? And then he says, is it true that, for example, he's asking, Ayaste vipulah kachit alpataro vyayaha. He says, I trust that the revenues of the state are abundant and the expenditure much less. In other words, are you running a budget surplus? I hope this is not a deficit. Even today, many of the top economies run budget deficits. So there are a series of questions about the finances of the state. He says, Kachit, I trust that expenditure is not wasteful. Kachit, I trust that you're not doing overtaxation and that the revenues are based on a strong economy. And he asks about all different parts of the economy, farming, cattle rearing, trade.
Wow.
About farming, he says, I trust that farming is, the farmlands are irrigated and not dependent only on rainfall. Right? So, depth of questions. He asks him about the justice system. I hope the judges are not biased and that cases are judged based on merit and not whether a party is rich or poor. Interestingly, he says, I trust that not a single innocent person is ever punished. But if there are criminals who are caught red-handed and against whom there is sufficient evidence, then I trust they don't go scot-free. So it's a fairly long chapter, in terms of a detour. He asks about Bharat's top team, right? For any leader, the top team is very important. So he asks about his ministers, the military generals, ambassadors. For example, he says, I trust that the ambassadors are well informed, fast learners, and are able to convey a message without distortion. Yathoktavadi. So very specific questions. Even about his personal habits. He asks Bharat, I trust that if there is a project that has minimal inputs but can give substantial returns, then I hope you start implementation right away. This is a sign of a decisive leader.